Hello, my name's Pat Howlett. I'm with Be the Gorilla, and glad you're here on customaudience.io. You'll want to stick around for just a little bit because I'm going to show you something that actually is what you may have been looking for, a unfair competitive advantage in your space. Primarily, we work in the real estate and homeowner space, but you'll get the idea of what we do. And we'll start with this group of people. And so what we know is success in business has a lot to do with knowing something others don't know. And so if you knew that these four people were in your market looking for real estate or a mortgage or plumber or carpet layer or anything along that line, you wouldn't have to market to everyone else that's there. So if you knew who was actively in market before they contacted a competitor, another service provider, do you think that would give you and your company an advantage over the competition? What if you'd had this in the past? You started in 2017, you started early in the year. Would you have sold more? What if you had this starting right now? Could you sell more into the future? Here's the thing. Right now we live in big data. You hear a lot about machine learning and artificial intelligence. The fact of the matter is that most of the networks that you belong to are data sales networks. So we have a saying that if you have a product or service that's free, you are the product or service. The fact is all browsing behavior and habits are being recorded and sold by the likes of Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and major data collection companies. These are really, they're not search engines anymore. They're not just social networks. So if you look at Google, their pay-per-click works off of keywords for relevancy. It's really down at the end of the funnel. It's great data. But you're forced to pay whatever price they set per click. And if you've done that, you can tell that it's very expensive there, especially if you're marketing to everybody. With Facebook, you're optimizing for conversions based on their data. Now, they use their internal data. It's very good. And they buy data from outside and layer it, which is awesome. But you're really stuck with demographic, social graphic, psychographic, geographic kinds of data. So they really don't pick it. And plus, it's just inside Facebook. So they don't do a lot of stuff outside. We call them a walled garden. We're interested in what I'm going to show you has to do with this kind of buying pyramid, demand. You know, what we try and get is the 3% of the market that are ready to purchase right now. We know there's about 7% of the market that they're open to buying. If they got the right deal, they may buy, but they're just not actively looking. They're not going to Google and typing in things. We know that there are some people that are not even thinking about it. They're indifferent. They could care less. We also know that there are some folks that are just not interested. Folks that are renting wouldn't be interested in solar panels on their roof. And there's a lot of folks that just don't care at all. Okay, so again, what we're interested in this is that 3%. In the past, you've had to market to all of those, that whole triangle, that whole pyramid in order to find your ideal prospect. Here's things we know. People research before they buy. When I say people, I mean you and me. So all major purchase decisions, real estate, mortgages, roofing, whatever, cars, automobiles, even small purchases, start with online research. Google didn't become as huge as they are because it doesn't work. People start right there and they're trained to start there. So people in real estate, they'll go to certain real estate websites and they'll educate themselves on the decision of what they're going to make, what neighborhood they're going to live in, what's the mortgage, what do I need to do to find a landscaper in my area, those kinds of things. Now here's the thing. All of this behavior is tracked. It can be tracked and it is tracked. Our data allows us to produce lists of people, real people, not groups, real people we can get your offer in front of who are in market right now and they're ready to buy. We do this with three things. First of all, we buy a lot of data. We're a data acquisition company to all those data sales companies. And so we're going to show you some of this in a minute, so you'll want to stick to the end. We actually find people that are that 3% that are in market right now based on their behavior, their interest, their intent, things they search for, websites they go to, etc. So we take that. Then we layer that with visitors, people that actually are going to your website, because we put a really smart pixel, but not one that just works for Facebook or just works for Google, one that works for you. So we're going to pixel those folks. And we also can upload information. So let's say you've been collecting email addresses from people and you've been trying to have contact, you have a marketing list, a mailing list, a giveaway, something like that. So you collect the email addresses, but the folks don't ever get back to you. They don't buy. We can actually take those email addresses you already have, pipe them into our system, and when those folks get activated again, we can actually get your message in front of them. So we're going to allow you to do something called multi or omni-channel marketing. the people, and again, these are real people we're tracking and creating audiences for, they can be marketed multi-channel. The old way, what you're probably doing now, is you probably are doing something on Facebook or on a channel like Google, and you rely on their internal targeting and optimizing. Okay? The new way is to use multiple channels. So the lists of people and audiences we create, you can take that audience to Google, you can take that audience to Facebook, you can take that audience to LinkedIn, we can get email addresses, and you can market only to those people who will buy based on their tracked behavior, interests, and intent. So in essence, our data can be moved from channel to channel. The difference with there is if you have a campaign that's working really good on Facebook, you can't move that over to Google and vice versa. Our platform also uses closed feedback loop analysis. What that means is machine learning. Our data and our audiences get smarter and better all the time. The more data we put into there, the easier it is for us to track really who's in market, where have they gone, what have people that have converted done online. We feed these converters back into our system to make our data smarter. So we do some things like keyword research. So when somebody starts their search at Google, we start tracking them. What websites they go to, this URL level navigation, where are they going to? How do they respond to certain things? What data, what content are they consuming? Are they going to look at videos also? Are they looking at articles? Are they on newspapers? Where are they? What are they doing on social media? We call this the Internet of Everything. Pretty soon, your refrigerator will tell you that you need milk, and there'll be a data provider that will say, what kind of milk would you like and would you like to deliver? We're tracking 15 billion sensors, behaviors per day. Here's some of the things we do that's different. We're going to track behavior of somebody that's in market looking for your product or service, looking for a home, looking for a mortgage, looking for something along that line. We're going to track when they go to the first URL. We're going to track when they go to Google and type in a search. We're going to track when they go to the second URL after that. We're going to track when they go back to Google. This could be over days or over weeks. We're going to track if they share things on social media. We're going to track if they're responding to any emails in that space. And right now, most likely, you're using the other side. You're using demographics, social graphics, geographics. You're saying, listen, let me get in front of all homeowners that live in Denver and have a house maybe of this. You don't know if they're interested in selling their house, if they're interested in buying a house. How are you going to find those folks? Well, we help. Lead nurturing. We don't want to just call people that are on these lists. We don't want to do, what we want to do is get in front of them. So what we're trying to help you do is, here's some important relevant issues or information about the neighborhood, about the market, about those things that you should be aware of in order to make a good buying decision. And since this person is in market, it doesn't look like it's out of place. And you've seen advertising on your own while you travel to the internet and while you're on Facebook that has nothing to do with you. That's because you're part of this crowd audience that was in there. Your prospect is going to thank you for that versus you just marketing to the masses and you say, I've got something for you to buy. Here's a home valuation. Here's a listing. And they're wondering, who are you? I'm not interested in selling my home or buying a home. We're going to provide you with an only factor. You can just see how things are accelerated. We're here, and now at the very top here is big data, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and we are leveraging those things. We're going to market to the person, not the group. So people. And again, hang in here because I'm going to show you a real example here in a few minutes. We're going to we contextualize all the tracked browsing data and behavior to know if somebody is actually in market based on what they do. So if they just type in one keyword search and they go about their business, well, of course, we're not going to score them well. But if they typed in help selling my home or real estate broker in my area, and then they go to a URL and that URL is, let's say, Zillow or Trulia or Realtor.com, and they go to other URLs of Coldwell Banker and Keller Williams, and then they go type in other keywords. You can see the difference in this tracked kind of behavior over just somebody that goes to Google and types in a keyword, the old SEO kind of method. Current marketing consists of advertising to interest groups, and you do that, and you just try and you have to do that because you don't have any option until now, and you're just hoping that somewhere in that group there's somebody at this moment in time that's that 3% of the market that's ready to buy. So sadly, most of your budget, and you know this if you've done any advertising and marketing online, it's wasted on people who do not buy and they have no intention on buying. They're in that other 97%. Again, what we're after and what can help you with is the 3% of folks that are ready to buy. Here's the difference. When you use third-party targeting, the stuff that Facebook has and Google has and Bing and etc., you don't really know who's in that group. But with us, we're going to know that John Jones and Tony Allen and Colleen DeVito, they're actually looking for a home right now. They're looking for a home in Denver, and their activity shows that they didn't just do a search, but they're actually active with intent, with interest and behavior. That's a lot better marketing to John, Tony, and Colleen than marketing the way you're currently marketing. Again, multi or omni-channel. You'll hear more and more about this as the future unrolls to you. But we can actually take these audiences. We can get in front of Facebook and Google and YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. We can send emails to people. We can get postcards to folks. We can actually do phone calls to folks. Here's what you're using probably right now is a cookie or a pixel. Keep in mind, those are temporary. So Facebook, for instance, they only let you have a cookie for 180 days. If the person doesn't come back, that disappears. Well, maybe your sales cycle is longer than 180 days. They only let you advertise, use that list on Facebook. Google only does it there. And these are anonymous folks. Well, since we actually track data and buy this data, this is permanent. This is something that you will have. It's an asset. We can be on any and all channels, Facebook, Google, display ad networks, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. And we have a 100% match for those hashes, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So this is you pay once to get this audience and market to them. Google and Facebook, you pay more when you use their audience building tools. Okay, so, and you never stop paying. And as that price goes up, your costs go up. We use a predictive engine measuring. So what we're going to do is that we have that smart pixel that's on the website. We actually are tracking that individual's path through purchase. We're creating that conversion profile there. We're turning those into an in-market lead, and we keep on feeding and buying data so we get better and better and smarter through this closed loop analysis. Our data actually is machine learning, and it gets smarter. Same thing that what you'll find in Facebook and Google with there. So let's do just a real quick summary. The clear benefits: higher conversion rates at all levels of the funnel. So cost per click, click-through rate, cost per action, they all benefit. And the benefit is lower cost. And you're now targeting 1,000 people that may be interested in selling a home in Denver, not 10,000 people that own a home in Denver and could be possibly interested. We track all this information based on Google keyword searches. We have 5 billion web URLs already in our database. We're tracking 125 million hashes. These are real people. We use CAPTCHA and buy information and data from them. We use social media and more. This is all matched back to an individual person who you can market to on any and all channels. We use closed feedback loop analysis that allows us to optimize more and more with this data that we feed back into our algorithm to make it smarter and smarter. And then when we use what we have and we take it over into Facebook and Google, we use their brilliant machine learning and optimization and algorithms to make it even better. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and close this down. I'm going to show you. Our platform's not pretty, but you can see right here, this has to do with real estate, and that's homeowners buying and selling is really our specific niche. You can see that we just started a campaign. This is in December. We got 10,078 active people that are searching across Colorado to sell a home. We feed this into the system, and we say, Google, sell us information on people that are looking for realtors, home for sale, sell my home, house for sale, that are going to realtor.com and Zillow. Also, all of these keywords, there's 1,100 here. Sell my home on eBay, property for sale by owner, sell my home value, sell my home for free, should I sell my home myself? All of these terms that you would be spending thousands of dollars pay per click. We're tracking those as well, but not only that, we actually track where the keywords they use, the websites they go to, the content they consume, that sort of thing. We're targeting this in the 662 zip codes that are in Colorado. And again, we ended up with 10,078. When I took this list over to Facebook, show you right here what they give, they said, Pat, I said, Facebook, how many of these 10,078 people do you have that have accounts on Facebook that I can market to? And Facebook, because they want to sell me and you advertising. They said, 7,300 of those 10,000 are right here on Facebook, and you can get an ad to them today if you so desire. Pretty cool. Let me show you what this looks like. These are hashes. And again, there's 10,079. Just think of a hash as an email. An email is a hash. So this is what I upload to Facebook, and this is what we'd be able to help you with. This, and Facebook says, Pat, you can start getting in front of 73,000 of these people right now. If we take this to the next degree, and I'm going to cloud some of this out because this is private information, and some people think what we're doing is a little freaky, okay? They're just unaware that when they signed up for all those services, the terms of service they agreed to allowed this, okay? So here's this is Denver, that's Aurora, Arvada, Boulder. These are all people with names, addresses, phone numbers. Golden, Grand Junction, Greeley, Lakewood, Longmont, Littleton, Parker. We also do this by counties. There's Los Alamos, there's Adams County, there's Arapahoe County, Boulder County, there's Boulder County, Douglas County, etc. You can see the benefit of this right now, that if you had this data, if you could get your message in front of the people that were willing and ready to buy, instead of having to market to everybody that might be someday interested in what you have to sell, you will sell more real estate, you'll place more mortgages, you will grow your contracting company, your painting company, your HVAC company, pretty much anything where your ideal customer is a homeowner selling or moving into an area. And I'll leave you with that. If you're interested in learning more about this, I encourage you just to go to, just down below, you're going to see a little button that gets you in my calendar. Schedule a little bit of discovery time with me. Let's see if this is a right fit, if it'll help you. If not, not a problem. I look forward to sharing this information to you, seeing if we're a good fit for what you do, and helping you capture more market share. Thanks so much.